Hello again, guys. It is I, Freeza700. We are back with some Warhammer 40K lore. This time we're talking about the Goff Clan, the Great Orc Goff Clan. Woohoo! Now, the Orc Goff Clan is just one of those, I would like to call them subspecies of orcs, because that's honestly what these clans are. If you're born into them, you can't change it, and if you're born into them, usually you are of a certain characteristic. Now, the Goff Clan immediately is really what I would declare as subspecies, mostly because of the fact that every Goff has broader shoulders and has longer limbs. This, of course, means that they're bigger, tougher, harder, and badder than the rest of the boys. But there is some drawbacks to this. Now, you see, there are some orcs, like the Blood Axes, who are very different. They like to do unorky strategies. They may actually pick up a human lasgun and use that instead of an orc shooter. They may decide to sneak around the opponent to actually get to them to start a fight. The Goffs are more traditionalists. They are more conservative in their viewpoints as to how an orc should be. They're more the stereotypical orc, magnified into a more grander picture. So, where are the orc species as a whole characterized? They're strong, tough, and there's a whole fucking lot of them. Well, that's pretty much the same summary of the Goff Clan. They're those three things magnified. There's a shit ton of them, they're tougher, and they definitely pack a bigger punch. But where are the drawbacks? Well, that comes into the last characteristic, stupidity. Everyone loves orcs because they're stupid. Goffs are very stupid. Not because, they're like snake bites who love to adhere to primitive ways. No. Because even then, a snake bite is willing to use poison to kill an enemy. The Goffs are stupid because they will refuse to do certain strategies. Now, I know what you're going to say. Well, what about Gazgul Maguruk Thraka, the best orc that we've ever seen, and he is a Goff? Well, that's where I say he's an exception to the rule. Because, as we've seen before, if an orc becomes big enough and he becomes a warlord, certain strategies or certain characteristics of their clan that they originate from start to fade away. It's where the clan that they hail from, that doesn't really tie them to what makes them unique. What makes them unique is based strictly on them, not on what their heritage is. This is what makes the orc society a very great thing to live in. Yes, you may be a blood axe, but that doesn't mean that you can crump someone good like a Goff could. Oh boy. Now, for those of you who are tabletop fans, and you guys like my channel usually because I like to talk about the tabletop a lot in my lore videos, you may be wondering, well, what are the Goff strategies then? Like, what type of Goff army build should I be using? Well, here's the thing. Goffs don't really like iconography. They don't really like painting these excellent colors onto their armor. They're more like a Spartan type society in that sense, is that they just use strictly black armor or no color armor at all. They really don't give a fuck. Now, they still believe that certain colors hold magical properties, like, red means fasta, stuff like that. They still believe in that. It's just that they don't prefer to color themselves. They also don't like tattoos. So if you have an orc model that has a tattoo, get rid of it. They really like to have piercings, though, and that's something that's very unique. Now, in other orc societies and orc clans, tattoos are just about the same as piercings, so it doesn't really matter. But to Goffs, they view tattoos as just useless waste of paint. Whereas piercings, now that means you're dead hard. That means you're a tough guy. That means you're badass. So that's why you'll see a lot of boring looking Goff models. And if you're a player who always goes against Goff orcs, you may be wondering why it is that all the models look boring as fuck. That's why. That's typically why. But besides that, as far as strategies, they're about as orky as you can get. Their main battle strategy is just charge at the enemy, head on, with massive amounts of boys, literally like hundreds of boys So you better bring a lot of dice, because that's a whole lot of shots you gotta be rolling the dice for. And then they also have mega armored knobs. Now those are very nasty, especially if you have teleportation capabilities. Those could get very killy very quickly. This is the strengths of the Goff, is that yeah, their battle strategies are very stupid and simple, just charge at the enemy bunker. But what makes them tough is that they're stronger than other orc boys. Whereas an orc may take 2 bolter shots to kill, a Goff may take 3 or 4. This is what makes them tougher. This is what makes it where, yeah, their headlong strategies are stupid, yeah, they're easy to deal with, but it's a little trickier because they're a lot tougher and they can actually deal with the punishment that you are giving. This is what makes the Goff clan so successful, especially in the Warhammer 40K millennium as we see now, where humanity doesn't really have the resources to keep, flanking, diverting troops. They just don't have that capability right now. Right now, they just gotta kind of hold the line and hope for the best, which the orcs love that strategy, because that means that their target basically sits there and gets smacked to shit. And another note for you guys who play tabletop, if you're gonna bring a lot of boys, make sure you can actually get them into the fight. Now, real, lore-wise, Goffs don't really like using vehicles that much, but in tabletop, you're gonna fucking need those war trucks. You're really gonna need them. This is why war clan synergies is very fucking needed. If you combine the war truck's capability to survive and be fast enough to get your melee orc boys into the fight, then you can use the Goff clan special known as no mucking about. No mucking about means that every time you miss a hit, you get to automatically re-roll another hit. So now your orc basically attacks twice. Yeah, he missed, but hey, he's got a second attack coming right away. Now, in orc society, Goffs are very, they're basically the ones who run the show. And they love to brag about it too. They are the ones who usually start a brawl, and they're usually the ones who finish the brawl too. They're usually the ones who are the knobs, and they're usually the ones who are the warlords. Strictly because of the fact that they tend to be born stronger, bigger, and tougher than the normal orc boy is. Now, this doesn't mean that all warlords are Goffs. Obviously not. We see tons of blood axes. We see tons of crooked moon. We see a lot of stuff in both Warhammer 40K and Warhammer Fantasy. So again, it's not restricted to your heritage. It's restricted to basically the individual orc in question. Like, as I said, Goffs, they may be stronger, they may be tougher, and they may be bigger than an orc, but they are a lot stricter in sticking with the very, very basic strategies because they're too damn stupid to do some different. Whereas other orcs, yeah, they may not be that stupid, but they are richer, they are smarter, they are sneakier. So this is something that they have to use to kind of assume position as warlord. Now, Goffs being the way they are, they do not believe in weakness like many other orcs, but they're a lot stricter about it. So in other words, Gretchen, which are typically the goblins in Warhammer 40K, they're usually kicked around, eaten, pretty much treated as slaves, beaten all the fucking time. But Goffs take it up to a next level. Some Goffs will strictly just exterminate them anytime they see them, because they hate weakness. Other Goffs, they will make it their mission every second of the day to make sure that this particular Gretchen is going to have a miserable life. So, that being said, Goffs are not nice to their slaves. So if you're a human and you end up being captured by a Goff, just know you're in for a really, really bad time. If you got a broken hip, that orc's going to make sure that you have other broken bones too if you decide to just sit there and cry. These guys do not like weakness at all. So if you are someone with a certain disability and you find yourself in these guys' hands, you're not going to have a good time. Now, don't get me wrong, other orcs aren't going to give you a good time either, but these guys, they hate weakness. They are strictly about strength. It's almost like being in prison, honestly, because this is what you're going to be dealing with. Strength gets strength. If you are not strong enough, you do not deserve to live. This is the kind of society Goffs usually adhere to. Now, orc society is always about strength, like might is right, but Goffs take it extra further. If you are not strong at all, well, what the fuck are you doing being alive? So besides that, this has been my lore video on the Goffs. I hope you guys enjoyed. This has been Frieza700. If you're wondering why it took 4 days for me to upload a video, just know I've been at Disney with my girlfriend, and that will be a video that I will probably upload in a month or so, because I'm not going to make it like a vlog or anything like that. I'm going to make it strictly an entertaining video where hopefully we can all enjoy some adult humor. Besides that, see you guys next time, and I hope you can comment down something down below. But due to my absence, this is going to be a double upload. So if this video uploads first and you watch it, just know there's probably a second video uploading as of now. Besides that, see you guys next time.